Good morning and welcome to our weekly broadcast of the Joshua and Gila Book Review. My name is Pastor Favour, and this week I'll be bringing to you our most highly esteemed, highly acclaimed book, Oh Lord, Help My Marriage, Enjoying the Blessedness of a Happy Marriage. This week I have a special guest with us today, the daughter of the prophet, our most highly esteemed, Pastor Eunice. Brothers and sisters, we're super excited to bring to you this new chapter that our most esteemed has explained called Understanding What Every Woman Wants from a Man. But before we delve in further, I would first like to thank the person of the Holy Spirit for this privilege and this platform that they've given us to even be able to discuss such a book. We also want to thank God for the life of our most highly esteemed Daddy in the Lord, our most esteemed Papa Joshua and Gila. Papa, we love you. Thank you for bringing such vibrant, beautiful colors into our life, even with your words. And we also like to thank all of our viewers who have joined us this week. It's going to be an awesome time, even as we delve in further into a hot button issue that everybody wants to know. What does a real woman really want? You know, and before we get into that, I just want to say, I know you've been reading and following with us here on the Joshua and Gila Book Review, and we want to know, how has this book been for you?
This book has been so amazing. Pastor Favour, I've been following your book review, and I thank God for your life.
Amen.
And the author of this book is someone so dear personal to me. Not only do I know him as my father, but my daddy and I, even though I don't get a chance to see him every day, with this book, I see him every single day. I'm speaking to him. His mind, everywhere I take this book, I'm taking his mind with me. I laughed, like how you said.
Yes.
I exclamated, I shouted, and I was like, in this book, I've seen so many things that I need to make adjustment. Things that I didn't even know that I discovered in it. It was super amazing. It was like an unlocked self-discovery.
Yes.
It was so beautiful.
Absolutely.
It was so beautiful. Like a pirate looking for his treasure.
This is the treasure.
When he finds it, the spark and the excitement, it was definitely an excitement. I thank God for this.
I love the definition that's used for the book. Absolute treasure. So if you're just joining us for the first time or you haven't purchased your book, get this book, Oh Lord, Help My Marriage. It is flying off the shelves, brothers and sisters. It's life transforming. Give it to anyone you know who's getting married, those who are even looking to pursue relationships, even your own child. Get it for them. Let them prepare themselves for the world that's ahead and have a vibrant and beautiful life in the Lord. You see, beautiful enough, our most esteemed explains in this chapter 2, Understanding What Every Woman Wants from a Man. He talks about needs. He talks about needs, and I love the relation he brings between the two, love and needs. It's as if he changed the definition of love and countered it towards love is actually meeting needs. It's meeting the needs of your partner. You know, even in Ephesians 5 verse 33, the verse we read that our most esteemed used as the anchor scripture for this chapter was, nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself. He says that, and the wife see that she reverenced her husband. So, in various other chapters and various other verses, it also explains about that the wife's desire should be to her husband. So more than ever, he's explaining that you need to meet the woman's needs. Why? Because her desire is to you. And I think that's beautiful. Even when he explains, you will make her life, by meeting her needs, you will make her radiant.
Yes. Oh my
Radiant.
goodness.
So literally the radiance you see in a woman's life, especially in a married woman's life, is
Her
by the
needs are
reason
met.
of her needs being met. So it's not always just makeup, it's her needs being met.
Exactly.
She's excited. It comes from within.
So true.
What were your reflections about this portion of the book?
In all honesty, I was super excited because in this book, everything that our father explained was so precise, very accurate. It's amazing and it's baffling to me because I was like, wow, how does daddy know all of this? And the amazing thing about it is I was like, man, please permit me to use this to my highly esteemed father with all humility. He's a man. And I was like, what? How does he know what I need? Even me as a woman, I don't even know what I needed until I started reading this book. And I was like, wow, it's true. I actually really do want this. I like this. So it was a self-discovery. And it was just amazing to discover that it's a man that understands me as a woman, us as a woman. He knows what we need. And that's why my dad has been not only just a great father, but a great husband. And I see it even in this book. He lives what he writes in this book.
Absolutely.
It's super amazing.
Absolutely. Even when he explains in the book, he talks about being a student of your wife. So does that really address the situation where people tend to say, I don't want to get married? What if you were counseling someone, Pastor, and they say, I don't want to get married until I know enough about them? What would you state to them?
The truth of the matter is, you really don't know enough about a person. And the reason being is, even you as an individual, you're yet to also discover new things. Because there's some action that you do.
That is true.
There's some action that you display. And you're baffled by, like, wow, I can't believe I can behave in such a manner.
That is
or
true.
You know this common term that they said, I was beside myself.
Oh,
or I wasn't me. No, you were you,
it's
but
true.
you just saw a new side of you that you didn't know that was there.
Yes.
That's like a mother to a child. You may say that, oh, this is my child, I know my child. No, you knew your child up until your child was old enough. And your child also discovered things.
That's
because when they
true.
go to school, you're not with them.
No.
You're discovering a new world. When they meet with their friends, you're not with them. That's a new world. These are factors that bring in the newness of them.
That's awesome.
So you don't know
So
someone.
we can say that in life, instead of people thinking of it as a disadvantage, it should be an advantage.
It's an advantage.
It brings a spice to your life. The fact that
Yes, it
you're
does.
not married to a one-dimensional person.
And even as yourself, there's new things that you also discover
Absolutely.
yourself.
I just started. Like, I don't know
I
don't really know everything about myself. And
It's true.
I believe in my relationship, I will never just know everything about that
Yes,
person. But
yes.
that should be the excitement to get to know someone.
Yes.
You know, so when he even said, be a student to your wife, meet her needs, but make sure you know that there is a difference between her and another. Why? Because he said, learn what meets her needs and what makes no difference to her. So what may make a difference to someone else may not make a difference to your wife. That's why you may say, I don't want to, like, you know, I'm not really sure if I want to. No, you have to. Like, the thing is that it's a developing. Like, as she's growing every day, as she's realizing those things every day, she needs you to also catch up with her, and vice versa. That's just the truth. You know, I love that aspect of it. When our most esteemed explained that. So even when people say, you know, I don't know if I know enough. You're in a perfect standing.
That's why he said that your woman is an institution. See, one challenge that I have with society, not only American society or the Western hemisphere, society generally, is that they believe that all women are the same. All women are not the same.
Definitely not.
So it's amazing that our most esteemed daddy said that, study your woman. Because as a man, like, you go to university, you study each course. Once you study, you get a fundamental base of it. You learn, you become a master at it.
That is
Some
true.
even specialize in it, like at math. You learn math, you enjoy it, you become a mathematician if that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want.
You go to science, you go into the scientific field, you learn science, you go into either biology or anything, you graduate with it.
It's a discovery.
It's a discovery.
It's a
and
discovery.
that's the
I love
thing.
that.
Your woman is an institution, and it's an enrollment of a school or institution that you will never graduate.
That's the only thing.
It's a
You don't get no
lifetime.
degree from this. This is just.
It's a degree called degree of marriage or degree of satisfied
And it's
relationship.
continuous,
It's
which is
continuous.
beautiful though. It's
Continuous.
unending.
And that's beautiful.
There was a portion also that our most esteemed delves into, which we really like. I called it the undeniables, and it means your wife needs your affection.
That's true.
Our most esteemed actually was able to combat something. He says that every woman likes an affectionate man.
That's
So
true.
this whole idea of, like, you know, the alpha male, like, oh, we like macho men that are not so open about their feeling or open about where they're going, or they don't show any form of care, even if it's by physical touch and so forth. That's completely out the window. You know, some people are like, oh, women love alpha males. No, every woman likes an affectionate man, and we'll explain what affection was, which is beautiful.
Yes.
What did you learn that affection was in this book?
Even when we continuously read, our most esteemed daddy said affection symbolizes security, comfort, and approval, which is so true.
A1, like, I
And the
I love
definition
this
is
definition.
so precise. It's so accurate. Our father is actually the best dictionary. He's better than Webster, Merriam-Webster.
He's just like
Extremely.
literally, when he said it, I literally jumped up out of my bed. I was like, man, this is exactly it.
Yes.
It's exactly, he said security, comfort, approval. He even goes on and says that I care for you. I'll take care of you. I'll protect you. These are like words, that they're not just words, they mean, like, you know, they provide a governance over the person.
Yes.
He says, I'm concerned for your needs. I
Yes.
approve of you. I'm proud of you. You ever say, that's not my child? No, that's your wife. Like,
Yes.
you're proud of her. Like, you know, sometimes the world may not be able to explain that to her, so she needs you
Yes.
to be her best support.
And the biggest thing also, Pastor Favor, is approval.
Mm.
Many women in relationships do not feel like they're approved. And that's
So
what
true.
that's what a lot of men need to realize. The whole thing about comparing a woman, that means, especially, it can, and it's not to slight it.
No.
Sometimes it can be something so subtle as, I like this on this person. It's not bad,
Yes.
but what women internalize it as, so you don't like me, so that means you want me to go do this. That means you don't approve of me. If you don't approve of me, why did you want to be with me? Why did you marry me? And it's like, wait, that's not what I said. I didn't say that at all. I just said that I like this and I would like to see you in this. So you didn't approve of, but it can mean so many things. So
yes.
Approval is a big thing, because that's a huge killer for a lot of women, even in relationships.
Absolutely. And the way our Most Esteemed explains it, even going further, is the idea that, truth be told, like, the approval, the words of affirmation, the appreciation, they come like validating,
Yes.
like her and hers. You may be saying, you should be able to validate yourself. No. It won't always be that. If the world beats and batters your spouse, what do you do to uplift them? That, truth be told, you are more than enough. Like, it may sound like, that's for the movies. No,
this is reality.
These are the realities. Look at King Solomon, the things he was saying about a woman.
Oh my goodness.
Man, honestly, I said King
I
Solomon
almost married him from the book.
Anyway, I'll leave that one for another topic. But truth be told, even so, like, we were able to be blessed by that. We'll be able to be blessed by that, and it was super awesome. It was super awesome.
Thank
so,
you,
like,
Lord.
when our Most Esteemed was talking about this, it's as if he literally wrote the diary of my life,
goodness.
and poured it on the pages. And I was like,
yeah.
Lord, can we like roll this back? It's too much.
It was amazing.
But it's actually everything I needed for someone to tell me that.
Yes.
Even when he explains loving your spouse is loving yourself.
Yes.
So you determine the value that you want your spouse to have.
Yes.
I thought it was amazing.
It's really amazing, and it's so true, because with how my husband or my significant other treats me will let me know, like, how much you value me in the relationship, and if this relationship is worth continuing, or is it worth me always fighting for? Because for your relationship, you do have to fight for it. Our Most Esteemed Daddy talked about outside intruders. He also talked about factors that are going to come in the marriage. So where is that assurance that, man, you are the man that I need to fight tooth and nail for? You're the one that I have to be your ride or die. You're the one that I have to slay the dragon.
Wow,
and
that was real.
I really need that affirmation.
But truth be told, like, study your wife.
Study your wife.
Because there are things, our Most Esteemed, when he explained it, I saw background playing a big part in a lot of women.
True.
So don't just think that the background of Felicia is the same background of Daphne. It's not. Okay, so make sure that in those two are completely different. They may be from the same city, but they are two different human beings.
Even the names tell you, Felicia and Daphne.
That's just it. So therefore, don't categorize them as the same.
Just because we look like we're all women doesn't mean that all of our stories are the same.
No, this cover is definitely not like the pages. Okay, so it was awesome to really, and we love to thank our daddy for that, like bringing light to such beauty of our lives, and never putting us down for it. I see so much hope in this.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Thank you. in page 94, our most esteemed daddy says, your wife needs your affection. This is the first thing a woman cannot do without. Affection is the cement of a relationship. Affection symbolizes security, comfort, and approval. When a husband shows affection to his wife, you are sending a powerful message to her. I care for you. I'll take care of you. I'll protect you. I'm concerned for your needs. I approve of you. I'm proud of you. Does your wife feel your affection? I put deep, daddy. Exclamation point. Because
really
it's
did.
the truth.
She really did. But it's a vital thing where
It's true.
You know, sometimes there's a way. I don't know about, maybe in terms of the people you may counsel, there's a way that people can say, like, you know, she should already know that. She should already know that. You know, our most esteemed, he explained something really beautiful. He says, look, you need to tell your wife, you need to give her a steady diet of compliments, you know?
Yes.
Even if she knows, you can tell her, like, she should know she's beautiful. Why wouldn't I marry her if she should know she's beautiful? No, keep telling her she's beautiful till all the wrinkles fall down into 98, okay? Even if there's one less, tell her she's even more beautiful with that last wrinkle, okay? Our most esteemed said a steady diet. And we're not talking about like binge diet for only 1 month, 2 months, you get over it. No, steady, consistency, which are such, I think our most esteemed definitely entered into that in chapter 1 about these explanations. And this is how he's now bringing it into our everyday lives.
Yes. I feel like it's more detailed, especially when you go to page 96. It says that there are 4 ways to show affection. Even as what you said, the study diet, that's actually number 1. The number 1 thing to show affection is I can show affection by my words, how I talk to her. Even as Pastor Favour was telling us, our anchor was telling us about the study diet, our most esteemed daddy said, he is so amazing, because when I was reading it, I saw something that's very scriptural in Songs of Solomon. How Solomon was just talking about a woman that was so beautiful. And I said, woo! I actually used one of Pastor Favor's words, spicy.
No, it was so sweet. It was the things he said in Songs of Solomon, even in chapter 4, where he expressed affection. Our most esteemed explains that how beautiful you are, my love. But then he said things like, your teeth are white, not one of them is missing.
Jeez.
I laughed so beautiful. I was like, wow, this is a man that was so struck by a woman's beauty.
Yes.
He gave her compliments down to her last big toe or something. Like it was so beautiful. He said that
how your eyes shine with love beyond your veil. Your hair dances like a flock of goats.
And these are just like, in truth be told, in that time, in that season, that is something very beautiful. He talks about your neck is like the Tower of David.
Jesus.
Man, like, look at how lean and lush. It was just beautiful. But honestly, and it goes to show you, when our most esteemed is explaining, he says, show affection by your words. He used a man called Songs of Solomon. You may be saying, why are we using Solomon as the example? He had many wives, he had many girlfriends. How did he get those many wives?
Exactly.
How did he get those many girlfriends? You know, those women were captured. It's not like they didn't see 1 in 500 of them. They said, we're all going to be in this together, because this man, the way he caresses our life with his words. Oh, and the language our most esteemed uses in life. He says caresses. Oh man, I love
her. Oh man, it was awesome.
It was beautiful. This book is truly, you'll have a great time. It's like having an awesome meal at your favorite restaurant with your best friend.
Yes.
Literally, that's what it feels like. It's so smooth.
A good conversation, too.
Great conversation. You'll be there forever. It's like you don't want to ever leave.
Yes.
You don't ever leave. It's like, no, keep talking. And Daddy's like, amen.
Yes.
It's beautiful. We're super elated to be able to discuss this.
Yeah.
Even as he explains 4 ways to show affection. Another one, by your actions, act of kindness, like you said.
Goodness.
Or by the way, you touch her.
Oh my goodness.
That was a big thing. Our most esteemed explains about the church. He says he wants to see people hold hands in church.
That's so true. Pastor Favour, that's actually a big thing in church. I really felt so appreciative, and I thank God for my father. And I saw him from a different light, like, wow, my pastor actually wants to see my relationship succeed. Not in many churches today. You see that the sections in the churches are divided. The women sit here, the men sit there. They already separated at the parking lot. So the man is like, go ahead, I'll meet you in church. Once church is over, I'll meet you in the car. No, our father said that he actually enjoys. He said, I like seeing couples come inside the church holding hands. I was like, oh my goodness, I like to hold hands.
Amen. Exactly. He talks about holding hands. He talks about hugs, but then he even uses it in the scientific form, because truth be told, it's even scientifically proven that people who hold hands or people who actually hug, they actually live longer.
Yes.
Signs of affection, the touch, even in the spiritual world, like, you know, even in terms of contact and transmission, that's like one of the first spiritual laws. At the end of the day, like it's working. It can work in people's relationships, you know. Even when he explained that, and even in the fourth one, which is on page 98, about being attentive.
Yes, that's a big one.
Attentive. Honestly, I think if any man reads this book, reads this chapter yourself, you will see vast improvement in your relationship life. Even with your spouse, they'll feel as if they married another person.
Oh my goodness, they'll feel actually so inclusive, because in this day and age where technology is on the high, a lot of the time the attention span is very short. You have I don't only feel like it's only men. I feel that it's people in general.
That is very true.
Like, to have a conversation like this is time consuming. Oh my goodness, I don't have time. I have to check my phone. I have to do this. I have this message. And even the fact that social media is like the new life, to even get the attention of your man, even at the dinner table, everyone's on the phone. Everyone's on their laptop. Everyone's on their gadget. And the thing about it is, women actually like attention. They do.
Yes.
I want to know that you're listening to me when I'm talking to you. I don't want you to play music and I have to scream over the music. It's really annoying. And then the whole thing I don't like also is, I don't like the fact when I'm talking to you and they like, or what you say. I'm like, man, you really didn't listen to me.
Lord,
or when we're having a conversation and then 2 weeks from now, you're like, oh, this thing happened. I'm like, wait, but we talked about this 2 weeks ago. So that means you weren't listening. Oh, I didn't remember. So you didn't remember my words? Those things really do hurt.
Yes, words do carry weight. But hurtful. even when you explain that, he talks about certain things, like the way to even grasp someone's attention, especially your wife, is by looking her in the eyes, eye contact. And these are general rules to assist. You see, this book is more than just maritally. In your job, even when you want to get a job from someone, look them in the eyes. If you look down, they're going to think lack of confidence. They're going to think that the person is not even interested, but they so desire that job. So imagine even with your wife or your spouse, when you look at them, like, do you look at them in the eyes? Because that shows attentiveness. And that goes such a long way. I think if you could just fix just that one thing, a lot of things will be able to, you know, manifest well in people's lives.
Pastor Favour, I really felt that part as something I actually personally need to work on, because I can look at someone in the eye, but not for too long. And that's probably my own personal insecurity that I need to work on. So when I saw that in the book, I said, okay, so looking and reading this book is showing me what I also need to personally address.
Absolutely.
And when people look at me in the eye for a long period of time, I tend to look away, because it's something that I personally need to work on. So I thank God for this book, because it's very practical, it's doable, and it's something I also need to work on. And there's a way that one can flirt with your eyes. So I feel as though when a man and a woman are looking at each other in the eyes, they're being drawn into the...
It's a connection.
Exactly,
it's a connection, truth be told. Even when our most esteemed explains this, it's something vital. Like, I mean, I could be addicted to social media where someone's talking to me, I'm going to scroll through Instagram to the end of it. And truth be told, you never really, no matter what anybody says, they talk about multitasking. That's never really effective. Like, that's not effective at all. Our most esteemed is explaining, truth be told, like, these are distractions that tend to come up in marriages, is the idea that, like, you could be having a conversation, but the person is looking at their news. And truly, after a while, once the person's not looking at you directly, you're like, okay, well, whatever I say, I guess you're not going to listen, so let me just end the conversation. And it started from one conversation, it starts to, I don't ever want to talk to you again. You see? Our most esteemed is trying to nip the bud from the beginning of it all, the root of it all. Why? Because you may be saying, oh, there's no hope. We're already so many years in. No, there is always hope. There is always hope, and there's always something to work on, which I love. Like, I want to always know that it's never the end. Like, it's always the beginning. Our most esteemed brings such hope into the lives of those who are married or yet to get married.
Yes, or in relationships too.
Yes.
And I feel like this book is really amazing, because Oh Lord Help My Marriage just doesn't cover just marriage. It also shows you how to relate. Even in chapter 1, it also talks about how to relate with your friends, your mutual friends, even with your boss, even I know there's a part in the book that talks about networking.
Yes.
If you want to improve on networking, it's all about relationship building. So the title may talk about, oh Lord, help my marriage,
True.
but it actually goes deeper than what you actually think of. So if you want to improve in your life, in your walk, in every sector, and be a success in all that you do, get this book.
Awesome. So true.
Get this book.
So we're not going to give you every bit of it, but we're just going to share a few points in this
Yes.
book that really transformed us. You must get this book to read this for yourself and feel how we feel about this book, which
Yes.
is completely over the moon about it. It's awesome. So we're going to, even as you talked about networking, I want to get into the next segment. It's about good looks. Women love a man that has good looks.
Yes, that is my gospel. Tell
Truth
me,
be
Pastor
told,
Favour.
Amen. Amen. They said women love good looking, well groomed, neatly dressed men. Okay? I don't even know how to go further from there. You know, a lot of people, especially people I know, they tend to say, you know, these are dapper men. They love men who look clean, European cut. Like, I want to see colors, niceness. Like, you know, you're gonna smell good. Like you said, women love good looks. Why? Because looking good cuts across all facets of life. You know, our Moses statement talked about looking good actually amplifies how others perceive your accomplishments.
That's true.
Which is a big thing, because this has to do with attraction, you know. He explained something that was really striking to me, which I never knew. So to that extent, he explains that there's a way that someone can look so good and it's perceived that they do better at their job.
That's true.
I said, wow.
That's true.
There's a perception that they're hardworking and they're well equipped to do the job.
That's true.
So it goes to show, even though we're explaining about what women want, this is something that can help you in all sectors of life.
That's true.
Especially if you're young and you're saying, you know what, I'm just going to school. I'm in college right now. I just want to wear sweatpants. Well, you know what? Truth be told, that's for that little time period. But I hope that time period ends very soon for you, because even so, like when you're in university or you're a new, how do people see you? Like, can you dress so nice that even your teacher thinks like, no, she couldn't possibly fail this exam. He couldn't possibly fail this exam. Look at how good they look. Like, this is not a waste of air.
Exactly. Pastor Favour, I want to point out this.
Yes.
And I know this is my personal preference, but personally, the guys that I'm really, really so much attractive to are dappers. Oh, Lord. Dappers.
What's a dapper? Tell us
Okay.
so we can understand this further.
Let me sit up for this one. Okay. A dapper, an example of a dapper will be Scott Diskus. And Scott Diskus is the former husband of Kourtney Kardashian. A dapper is someone who is very detailed oriented, especially with their dressing. They're the ones that when they dress up, you'll see the lapel. They'll have the pin.
The details.
They're very detailed. Their pin, everything is detailed, clean cut. They'll make sure their white shirt is really crisp, ironed. The lines in it is well lined. The pants is lined well. The shoe, everything, even down to their socks. Anyone that you know that is a dapper is very detailed. They pay very close attention to their women. They pay attention, and their work ethics is superb. If you know any dapper, and I can say that categorically, my father's a dapper. Our daddy, the author of this book, Daddy Joshua IGINLA, he's a dapper. When I say he dresses well to the T, even all the way to his socks, you can tell by the way his work ethics is. And even when you read page 100, it says, in other words, simply by improving your appearance, you can improve how the people see you and the way you do things. And it's so true.
So this idea that people say you can't judge a book by a cover, I want to knock off this position, but I want to see if you can understand this by what we're saying. People love to say you can't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge me by how you see me. You don't know what I can produce. Okay, our most esteemed directly explains that simply by improving your appearance, like you stated, you can improve how people perceive. Perception.
Yes.
Perception is knowledge that's acquired over a period of time by reason of observation. So they're observing that nothing has changed over even a period of time. So even when our most esteemed explains this, he really knocks off the idea that, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Granted, he's explaining beautify your cover.
Exactly.
Beautify your cover. If you say that we're living heaven on earth, then let's live this heaven on this earth. Let's look as good. We know some people are waiting to go to heaven to look great.
No, do it now. because another thing also our most esteemed talks about, I remember his son, which is the privileged servant, our most esteemed Papa O.C. King,
Yes.
here in North America, our leader. He will always instill in all of us here, under his leadership, dress well. Because when you dress well, you feel good.
That's true.
When you feel good, you work better.
Absolutely.
And there's a way by your dressing, you know you can't behave in a certain manner.
That's very true.
And there's a way that even, I remember he has like a beautiful car. God has blessed him with a nice car. But for that type of car that he drives, you can't dress any kind of way.
Very true.
There's certain cars, you can't tell me that you're coming in a G-Class looking torn up, busted up. They would think that you stole it.
Oh, God,
and that's the honest truth.
Perception.
And that's the perception.
And truth be told, they're usually not wrong. I know. Oh my gosh, that's so that was really a clear cut. You know, one time, oh man, we'll actually talk about it in another segment, but we'll leave that one there. But I'll remember it. But truth be told, you nipped the head of the butt. Like literally, your appearance, when you explain, it makes you feel good.
Yes.
When you put on awesome clothes on your body and you know you look good, nobody has to tell you that you look good. He said looking good raises your general self-confidence. Our most esteemed explained.
That is so true.
Even in line with his most esteemed, the son of the prophet, he explained looking good changes your self-esteem, your self-confidence. You know, and another thing our most esteemed, which our most esteemed can be so funny. In this book, you will laugh. He says that we have the occasion to see our reflections in windows, mirrors, and other surfaces as many as 50 times a day. So he says you can't run away. You can't run away. Like, so you may say like, oh no, it doesn't matter. But truth be told, you see yourself in mirrors. Right now, I can literally look in a mirror through a door. I see myself.
But do you feel good?
Yes. If I look great, I feel great.
Exactly.
If I look like I rolled out of bed, I'm not coming outside.
It will even tell in your behavior. You know, another thing that points out, even when our most esteemed daddy was telling us how to even dress well, he said people are drawn to confident people.
Yes.
And when they find it in others, they buy into it.
True.
Now there are several ways to gain self-confidence, and one of them is in presenting yourself in the most attractive manner.
Yes.
So however you dress, however you present yourself, and you put on confidence. See, that's the thing about New Yorkers. I always say this about New Yorkers. New Yorkers, they're very confident in fashion. So, and majority of them dress well. So the whole thing about it is, when you put on what you put on, are you confident? Are you confident in your skin?
True.
And men actually like that. It's not a woman that is bossy. A guy likes, confidence is attractive.
Yeah.
Confidence, and women also like a man that is confident.
So
that's why I say a dapper. A dapper is very confident.
That's very
He's
true.
very, very confident.
You know, even as you explain that, it really drew some points that our most esteemed even goes for. He said looking good makes you become a happier person.
So
looking good expands your network. Whether you know it or not, especially even as here in North America, we're going through a presidential election of 2020. You see presidential candidates. And politically, your appearance is everything.
That's true.
When you grow a beard, it's not happening here. Like, you're gonna cut that off, okay? All in the name of politics. It's true. When you see someone who, even to be a president, what they wear will be spread abroad throughout the news. Why? Because it shows, it dictates where they see themselves going, where they see the country going. You know, you may see a nice navy suit. You may see a beautiful ruby red tie. It's clean. The shirt is white. Cleanliness. There's a structure. There's a position of power and authority.
That's true. Women do like men in power.
And women love men in power.
They like power.
Whether it be in politics, whether it be in business, you can tell, even when you may say, you know, this politician running all these words
even
around
at
me,
home.
you're persuaded, okay? You're persuaded. You said, that's my man. That's my man. Yeah, because that suit is tailored very well.
That is true.
It can even change your net worth. Your net worth.
That's absolutely true.
Truth be told, like,
a man in power walks differently.
Yes, he does. Because he's confident.
And he's confident, and his posture is even different.
He's assured.
Oh my goodness.
He's assured, and women love assurance. That tells us security. You know, like we said, we're only sharing a few points with you all today. So even as we just go over like one or two more points, because brothers and sisters, you need to read this for yourself.
You do.
I can't tell you all the gems I received here, and there's a lot of things I never even told you all here. Just because even as we're sharing this with you, we're growing, you're growing as well, and the Lord is going to take us higher, even as we've decided to read this book and make it a meditation in our lives. Now, I want to ask you, how you say, Pastor Eunice, tell us one thing in this chapter, just one, because I know there are many, but one thing that struck you so deeply?
Wow. In this chapter, okay, if I must pick anything, I don't want to just say this because I'm a pastor, but when you look at page 104,
okay,
and a lot of them are very, very amazing, but I even put inside that that key point as my language, that daddy is speaking my language. And not only just to provide sexually, but the whole part of provide spiritually. See, in this day and age, especially in America, you have women who are more spiritual than men. And when you see the church today, the majority of the church attendance is more women than men. In all honesty, that's for me. That's I'm speaking. But for maybe some women, they want a man that is spiritual and provide spiritually. I want my man to shift some things in the heavenly realms. I don't want to be the one that's
I like that.
Like I can pray, but I want you to do some magic. You understand? Not magic. Yeah, but. Like, God forbid, let's say that we come on the scene and there's someone convulsing. I want my man to stand up and say that in the name of Jesus, I can do this. What? I'm like, that's a man to like go all the way for. Like, he can shift things. And our Father said that it is the husband who must take initiative in leading his wife into a deeper truth of faith, which is true. But you don't see that in many homes. You need to take the initiative in providing a church home where you can join together with other believers in fellowship and in worship. Take the lead in willingly and eagerly. Study the Bible on your own and with your wife. So our most esteemed daddy is telling us that as a husband, please develop your own spiritual life, and then also bring your wife along, and then also set up something in the family. So a situation is, what if the woman is a pastor? The woman and the man is not a pastor. So like for my case, I'm a pastor. Maybe my husband may be a pastor. Maybe he might not be a pastor. So my whole thing is, for me personally, I will want my husband, even if God forbid, or God willing, I may know more than him, I still want him to take that lead, to take the initiative. When we get home, you're my pastor. Maybe in the church, I may be the pastor, but at home, you're my lead, you're my head. Take the role. Don't feel intimidated because I'm a woman pastor. Take the lead. I want you to join us together. Let's create an altar in the house. And you're leading us. You're the head of the household. And I'd like for you to lead me in multiple areas too.
Amen.
Amen.
You know, and even as we're closing out this segment, and I want to thank you again,
Thank you so much.
for
It's
joining
been a
us this week.
delight.
We just had this great conversation, and it's a dialogue that we want to continue on. Just because if you start addressing these issues, you can combat the forces that want to fight it. Truth be told, you know, especially in this day and age, our most esteemed explained a lot of things that are happening. It may seem like, oh, it's just presumption. It's not. Actually, these are things that I vividly see in the society that I live in every day. And I know as many of you who are watching see it every day. You know, we talked about security, which was another beautiful one about financial security. Our most esteemed explained. He explained that, look, because I actually put a caption in the middle. I said, honestly, the microwavable man. It seems to be that a lot of people are looking for the microwavable man, like, you know, like ready-made. You just want ready-made, you know, you want the TV dinner man. Like, literally, you just want him to be already settled, already established, you know. And truth be told, our most esteemed knocks off this position a little bit by stating what? He says that financial security actually guarantees the future. But a woman wants a man who can weather the storms.
So true.
So one who can actually be an overcomer over circumstances, trials, and storms. That was a life-changing thing, truth be told, is that, you know, some people may say, oh, you know, you want the easy right now. No, you want someone who can overcome. He could be a master over circumstances.
Stand the test of time.
And stand the test of time.
That's what I'm talking
He says
about.
of tomorrow, which can be naturally fearful for many. He also explains that work hard to meet their needs. Don't just hope on hope.
That's so true.
He says, don't just hope on hope. Don't stay still in it.
I wish I could buy you a car. I wish I can do this for you.
No, work on it. You can literally be there. You see the trials. You know, our most esteemed taught a lesson in the 13th anniversary, which was awesome. Born of Fire.
Yes.
And the trials, the actual trials, those things, that's what you're made of. You eat it up. Like, you know. So, like, knowing that no matter the situations that come before, you've overcome it. You know, that's attractive.
Yes.
It's to see someone who fights and wins.
Exactly.
Look at the life of King David. He fought all his life, but let me tell you something.
All those women wanted him.
He won all the time.
And he
won all the time. Why? Because he didn't let circumstances overtake him.
That's a strong man. And the thing about it is the issue that I have with society is that society don't allow the male gender to express themselves. So everything is bottled up inside. So like a woman wants a man that can weather the storm, which is so true.
It's true.
So even when our daddy said it, it's okay that I was watching a movie recently, and the woman broke up with the man because he graduated. He was an animal scientist.
Oh, I watched that movie.
You watched it on Netflix.
Yes, it was good.
So
okay, I watched that movie.
It was really good.
It was really good.
But I felt for him, and I was watching it with the privileged servant of the prophet, our most esteemed Papa O.C. King. And I said, most esteemed sir, I said that this woman that just left this man, see, that's why many women miss out, because they look at him as the underdog. And men like that, they always come out and they succeed.
That's true.
So even if your man is going through some trying times, stick with him, cover him up. You don't have to make it seem like you're the breadwinner of the family. We know that you're the breadwinner, but cover him up. I guarantee when he's able to pick up on his feet, he'll remember you, that you are the one that stayed with him when times was tough. You stayed with him and tried. Men like that, they love their wife and they will die for their wife. And a woman needs that assurance. So if you're a man and you're watching, don't be stagnant. Don't remain at that level that you're at. Always strive for something higher, because women, we like it.
Awesome. And truth be told, that is correct. You know, brothers and sisters, we've already shared a few of our gems already in this chapter, understanding what a woman wants from a man. And honestly, the conversation could go on for hours and hours. And even as you have this book, even as you have read this book, brothers and sisters, one thing we want to tell you is that also amongst your friends, also amongst your family, even with your spouse, read it together, have these conversations, open up this door. The Lord Almighty has used our most esteemed Papa Joshua and Gila to transform our marital lives, our relationship life, and surely to bring beautiful, vibrant colors into our whole lives. I know this has been a blessing to me, and even by the explanation that our most esteemed
Thank you.
It has been awesome here. Even as our most esteemed daughter of the prophet has come forth to share her thoughts about this book as well. We'll be going further into next week, but you know, next week it's gonna be a little different. We're gonna be doing understanding what every man wants from a woman. So brothers and sisters, tune in. Even as the many who have had their questions, continue to send them in, and those who are ready for next week, send yours in next week. We're gonna have an awesome time with the Spirit of the Lord and our most esteemed daddy. With that said, brothers and sisters, next week we'll be live at 11 a.m. on Saturdays Eastern time here in North America. And for all of our viewers, God bless you. This is an awesome week. We love you all Jesus much. Have a great one.